All right, so let's briefly talk about this topic of the Jews, which I don't speak about very much. There's reasons why I don't go on about it very much, and one is that it's very easy for people to get the wrong end of the stick. It's very easy for people to fly off the handle with this particular topic. It is an incendiary topic, It's one that you can very easily destroy years of hard work by making one ill-advised, stupid comment about the Jews, Especially amongst the general public who have been, they have been so conditioned on this particular topic. Just look at the amount of films about Hitler and World War II and the Holocaust over the last 20, 25 years in particular. It's just accelerated. So people are even more conditioned and indoctrinated in this topic than they've ever been. So you really need to tread very carefully when it comes to talking about this topic with the general public particularly. It's a little bit different if you're speaking to people one-on-one, people who you know and trust, and people who you realise are somewhat open to the topic, maybe you're a bit curious-minded, just maybe from interacting with them you realise that they know there's something up, they know there is such thing, or they may have heard something about a JQ, or Jewish influence or this kind of thing. They're not completely in the dark about it. And those are the kind of people who you can work with in this topic. But as regards the average punter, no, you can't just show up and start talking about the Jews just like that. It's going to backfire, And this really is all I've been saying whenever I'm speaking about this topic, I'm just saying, use your head. Just, be clever about it. And that's what it boils down to, really, And unfortunately, Telegram is the perfect environment for misunderstandings and misrepresentations, as I found out, especially over the last few days when I just happened to make a casual comment about the Jews, which I didn't think was particularly controversial, but it caused a few people to sort of lose the head with me, so to speak, I just at this point down the bottom here, okay, the very bottom of the page here, as you're looking at it, sums it up. So about a week and a half ago, I was talking about language, and I was saying how, the system will always say Nazis. They will always use the term Nazis, Nazi or Nazis or Nazism. And I made a point of, this is their language. This is their weaponized language. Don't, try not to use the word Nazi or Nazism. Instead, try to say National Socialist and National Socialism to show that, this whole ideology didn't stem from nationalism, essentially. It came more from the poisonous aspects of socialism. And that's not to say that everything within socialism is poisonous, but socialism was much more to do with the destructive elements of that ideology rather than nationalism, which is really not understood by the average punter. So that's the point I made. So essentially how this came over is, oh geez, on 4, he says, don't use the word Nazi, say National Socialist instead. Fuck yeah. 4 is pissed as fuck. But then a week later, I make this point in a post about the Jews. I say, okay, a week later on 4 says, listen, don't be spurging and obsessing about the Jews 24/7. It's not going to help our cause, And the response to that was, among some people, what a cook. 4 is fucking, he's fucking gay, like. Yeah, he's gay as fuck. Fuck that guy, And this was the attitude among some of the same people who were praising me for making the previous point about weaponized language and using National Socialist rather than Nazi. So it's this kind of sort of retarded response that we sometimes get in nationalist circles, It doesn't help our cause at all. And Telegram seems to be the perfect breeding ground for this kind of low IQ, flying off the handle response that I tend to get sometimes among some people in my comment section in Telegram. And it makes me think, is there much of a point in having, in using that comment section within Telegram? Because some people are so quick to misunderstand you and misrepresent you. And particularly on such topics as the Jews, So, I perfectly understand why quite a few commentators in nationalist and Irish national circles who are on Telegram why they don't use the comment section. I can see why they don't, because it's fucking head wrecking, lads. You know, it just takes two or three, and there's always fucking two or three lads who don't get it, you know, and start accusing you of stuff. And it's this kind of shite that really holds us back. And, you know, I'm at the point now where I can't be doing with that shite anymore, you know. I can't be there interacting with the few people that never seem to fucking get it, you know. And the few spurgs who are obsessing about the Jews 24/7 as well. This is the worst kind of fucking spurg, you know. I just have no time for these wankers anymore, to be frank. And that's not, you know, speaking about the 95% of you that are grand, that are sound, and are smart enough to get it, you know. Those are the people I'm interested in. Those people that actually care about Ireland. Those are the people that actually care about doing something constructive and not fucking bitching. So lads, it's worth having to think about, you know. Let's focus on what's important. Let's focus on what actually works. Let's focus on strategy and being clever and thinking about how we can advance our cause, how we can advance Irish nationalism, you know, populism generally, how we can move this forward. Because we have some great brains, we've got some great minds on our side. There's no reason why we can't make progress, but we have to be clever, we have to be strategic, and we can't let this low IQ, retarded spergery hold us back. So have a think about that, and let's fucking do this thing right.